1905 – Birth of Christian Dior, French designer who helped revolutionize fashion after World War II. 1924 – Soviet leader Vladimir Ilyich Lenin dies of a cerebral hemorrhage. He was a follower of the work of Marx and Engels, founder of the Bolshevik Party, leader of the October Socialist Revolution of 1917. 1925 – Ahmet Zogu, heir to a feudal family from Madi, declared Albania a republic, and was elected its president until 1929. 1996 – Hasan Muratovic, the Minister of Relations with NATO peacekeeping forces, was elected the new Prime Minister of Bosnia. His appointment was made in a closed-door session of the ruling Muslim party's top leadership. 1997 – German Chancellor Helmut Kohl and Czech Prime Minister Václav Klaus signed the Declaration of Reconciliation in Prague, aimed at ending 50 years of conflict between the two countries. The text of the declaration contained regrets expressed by both sides for the annexation of the Sudetenland region by Hitler in 1939, the atrocities committed during the Nazi occupation of Czechoslovakia, and the expulsion by the Prague government of 3 million Germans from the Sudetenland region in 1945. 1998 – Pope John Paul II visited Cuba, where he was greeted by the communist leader. The Pope kissed the children of Havana along the street, who gave him a small box of Cuban soil to kiss, symbolizing his traditional bow to the earth. It was the first time the Pope had visited Cuba since the Castro-led revolution in 1959. The Italian Prime Minister, Prodi, visited Macedonia accompanied by a large number of businessmen. The purpose of his visit to Skopje was to sign agreements in the economic and cultural fields as well as to deepen further cooperation. Italy is one of Macedonia's main economic partners. 1999 – The head of German diplomacy, Joschka Fischer, on behalf of the European Union (EU), sent a letter to the Yugoslav president, Slobodan Milosevic, where he condemned the cruel massacre of Rijeka and demanded the implementation of 7 demands. Among the 7 points were the annulment of the decision to expel the head of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, in Kosovo, Ambassador William Waller, and full cooperation in the investigation of the International Criminal Court for the events in Rijeka. 2000 – The leaders of the 7 countries bordering Yugoslavia met with senior EU and NATO officials to discuss how to help the devastated economies and prevent another war in the troubled Balkans. The informal summit aimed to discuss the international isolation of the Belgrade government, which is accused of bearing the heaviest weight in destabilizing the region over the past decade. The official inauguration of the Kosovo Defense Forces took place in Pristina, the result of the transformation of the Kosovo Liberation Army. In front of the UN Administrator, Berner Kushner, the KFOR commander, General Klaus Reinhard, and the head of the TMK, General Ajim Siku, 44 senior superiors of the Kosovo Defense Forces took the oath. In the official ceremony in the Solemn Hall of the Assembly of Kosovo, the political leaders of Kosovo, Hashim Thasi, Ibrahim Rugova and Recep Kasha and Javier Solana, in charge of the European Union for Foreign and Security Policy, also participated. 2001 – Pope John Paul II announced at the Vatican the appointment of 37 new cardinals during an assembly of cardinals presided over by him. With these new appointments, the College of Cardinals will consist of 178 members, 129 of whom are under the age of 80, who will be electors in the event that the Assembly of Cardinals meets to elect a pope. 1941 – The famous Spanish operatic tenor, Placido Domingo, was born. He is considered one of the most famous lyrical dramatic tenors in the world. His operatic repertoire includes world masterpieces such as Tosca by Puccini, etc. 1954 – The world's first nuclear-powered submarine was launched, making the fantasy described in the 19th century by the famous French writer Jules Verne a reality. The U.S. Navy submarine was named Nautilus, after the name Jules Verne gave to his fictional submarine in the science fiction novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. One of the most notable achievements of the submarine Nautilus was passing under the Arctic ice during a trip from Hawaii to England.